I, Dr. Priya Kapoor, take this privilege to welcome you all to the fifth and the last day of Professional Development Program on Scholarly Publications, organized by DAV Centenary College, Faridabad. I hope this program has helped all of us to become successful professionals by improving our performance in research. This program is the outcome of the efforts of our respected officiating principal ma'am, Dr. Savita Bhagat. She is a true leader and she always motivates us to work in team. Due to some urgent work, she is not able to join us right now, but she will be joining us soon and we will be getting her blessings uh, after the session also. So to start with, the topic of the day is publication matrices, citation analysis, H index, impact factor, and author IDs. So, I would like to convey my sincere thanks and regards to our resource person of the fifth day of this PDP session, Dr. B. Jayaprakash, Associate Professor in the Department of Library and Information Science, Bharatiya University, Tiruchirappalli. Dr. B. Jayaprakashan has completed his BSc and MLIS from Bishop Heber College, Tiruchirappalli. He is also cleared UGC NET exam. He is MPhil in Library and Information Sciences and PhD from Bharatiya University. We are honored to have you, sir, today with us.
Thank you.
You have Sir has the experience of more than 25 years and he has guided 26 MPhil and 2 PhD scholars, and 5 PhD scholars are presently working under his guidance. He has got a long list of publications, and in aggregate I can say that 70 international and national publications and conferences has been attended by him. So more than 110 lectures he has delivered in different institutions. It's an honor to have you, sir, today with
Thank you.
us. Without taking more time, I would like to invite you, sir, for addressing the audience and enriching us, giving your enlightenments for the day, sir.
Thank
Welcome,
you.
sir.
Thank you.
Welcome so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Most respected DAV Centenary College authorities, respected principal, respected deans, HODs, faculty members of our DAV College, respected convener Dr. Ankita Mohindra, respected co-convener Dr. Priya Kapoor, and organizing secretaries Mr. Dinesh Kumar, Ms. Ritu, Ms. Uttama Reddy, and my dear participants from all over our country and out of country also, like. So very good evening to all. So first, let me congratulate the organizing team for this 5-day professional development program on scholarly publications, which is a record for this hour. And I'm happy to be here as a resource person for this 5-day program. And I wish to share some of the information related to publication metrics. Hope you have just enjoyed for 4 days to got enriched of different the publication scholarly communications. And here I wish to just share some of that information related to publication metrics. So this is very special, like, and all the faculty members and scholars, you should aware of this, how exactly you can just focus of your the publications, okay, how quality of publications you can produce, and those publications, and when you just publish, how you can just get a citations for a credit for your publications. And very special, whenever the NAC or NAR of committee members, when they're just coming, they're asking like, what is your H index, what is your impact factor, and department impact factor, and overall your institutions. Now these are the queries which is continuously asked by our the NAC committee members. And even when you want to just put your the college into the ranking, so NAF ranking also, they're very much interested what exactly your research is. That is what most concern, even for a national or international rankings. So in this aspect, I wish to just share some of the related information. And in my session covers publication metrics, it covers with the H index, impact factor. These are the the dominative word which is for all the faculty members and scholars, and we need to just rightly take out and then to support with that our NAC or NR of the progress. Okay, so yeah. So now this my presentation covers and the H index, impact factor, citation databases, and finally, and organizer asked me to just touch up with that author IDs, which is the recent one, and all that author IDs, which is most important for faculty members to identify and you with the unique number. So that's called the author IDs. So with this introduction, I'll just start my presentation now. So I'll just start. And can you just yeah, publication metrics? Yes, sir. Now, to publication metrics, the word metrics means it's a measurement. In an academic publishing industry, they measure the impact of published research based on your various metrics to check. It means to check how many times a paper cited by a subject or author. So when you are really a very good the faculty member, you have just floated a very good research paper, so that we should know how many times it got cited by a subject or an author. Okay, so we need to just check how many times a paper is cited by a subject or author. It means number of authors, how many times, and very specific and belongs to your subject, how many people they have just referred. If nobody is just given a citation, there is no meaning of writing a papers, because there won't be any credits. Okay, so that's what it is. It is to check and how many times a specific article in a journal is cited, to assess the importance of a journal and its impact on a field of study. For example, when you say this subject, this journal is good. So if you're just fixing the journal is good, that is only based on the number of times that article is cited. Okay. For this, there are a number of metrics which is available. So this is called the publication metrics. Hope you understand. Yeah, as a next step. Now there are three metrics which is dominantly available, and the journal metrics, author metrics, and article metrics. Okay. See, I'm just going to just give you the clear idea about what is H index, how you can calculate it, what is impact factor, how you can just cross check with an impact factor of a journals, where you can find out your subject specific journal which is available in an index tab. So how the best journal you can just identify and publish of your articles. This is what our focus will be there. So I'll just take up into that. And journal metrics. So here, these metrics are used to determine the impact a journal has on the scientific community. When you say this is a very good journal, it means that journal might have made an impact with that your research community, saying that all that article is very relevant, all the articles are very recent, and which is the recent research, the support for your further research. So then we are just fixing this is the journal metrics. There are some metrics which is available to evaluate this. Okay. Next is with the author metrics. The author level metrics provides an assessment of the impact that an author makes on the scientific community. If you are a very good author, if you are a very good researcher, your papers really how it has just made an impact with the scientific community of your own researchers, your own field. Okay. And article metrics. So here exactly the recent concept, each and every article, whatever you're just writing it, whether it is just shared in a social media and how good it is just getting shared. Now recent metrics which is called alt metrics. So that is also possible to measure really whatever the article you are writing, whether it is just it is useful for the people, how many people they're just sharing and downloading or viewing, all that can be founded from sitting one place like. So that's called the article metrics. Now these are the three important metrics which is used for publication metrics. Okay. Yes sir, next please. Now what are the names which is available for metrics? Now here there are so many are there, but our main focus which is related to NAC or NRF. Now our committee members, which they're very much they're asking only for what is your H index, what is the department H index, what the whole universities or institutions H index. Okay, then they're asking like whatever the publication which you made. So whether you made it on impact factor journal, what is the range of impact factor? And then finally they may ask like, tell me that cumulative impact factor of your institution. Now these are the important queries which is asked by our NAC and NRF people. So whenever they are asking, and if you are not very clear about this and you cannot give any information, so really whatever the research which is happening, So that should be just conveyed very clearly and based on this target, right? Yeah, this is a instruction for me. Yes. So now, first I'll just explain like what is the H index. Okay, sir, can you just go for a previous screen, please? Now these are the names of the metrics which is available for a journal metrics. That the impact factor to know the quality of a journal. Now agent factor which they have just given for to identify the impact of the journal, and without that are the self citations, and Simoga journal ranking which is where the scopus. Now they are just giving the special rank for that only the scopus of related journals. Now source normalized impact factor. So this SNP is called the recent one, and site score. Now Simogo, SNP and site score, these all three by their scopus, and it's a dominative science and technology, the publisher, which they has these are the journal metrics, and impact factor, agent factor, and immediate index. This goes with the Web of Science, where Thomas Reuters they're just making they're the people and giving for this metrics. Okay, now dominative and who is just making a role list like Web of Science and this Scopus. They are the people and giving for the metrics. All the committee member when they're asking, they are very much focused about only H index and impact factor. Now I'll just give you the elaborative on that. Rest all will just explain. Now author metrics, it's called the H index. A particular author, what are the articles he has written? Really, how many times it got cited, how many times it got cited, and by where it got a citation, by the institution, and whether that India or outside the country or everything, you can know that. Okay, so you can just measure, yeah, really a person is doing good or not. That can be down. Understand? Now next is with the article level, as I said, like alt matrix. So this is the new concept. Each and every article, how many times it got just downloaded or given a citation in the social media or a general. Okay, so that can be measured by this article metrics. Now these are the important metrics which is available. I have a screenshots on how you can calculate. This will enrich the knowledge how exactly you can just go identify with the H index for an individual or a department and your institution. So when you know this, you can address very well of your NAC or requirements. Okay, so that's what my focus here. Yeah, so next please. So first I'll explain what is H index. See, everyone might have aware of this H index, you might have heard this, but what exactly, I'll just give a clearance and I'll just show you with the practical also. Now H index, which is by George Hess, and it is called as Hess index, or you can even just call as Hess number. Now this H index attempts to measure both the productivity means number of papers by a particular author, and impact of the published work. Now total impact what he has, it means 100 papers whatever he just floated, what are the 100, whether it has gone good or given a credit or not. So that we can just look with a productivity is a total number of publication, and impact on the published work means really how many publication has received well received by that the scientist or a particular field of other faculty members. Okay, so now published work for a scientist or a scholar, you can understand total number of publication and really the publication, each and every publication, how many citations received, you can understand. Then H index is based on the set of scientists most cited papers. So here scientists most cited papers and the number of citations. For example, DAV faculty members total how much they have just produced, I can say I can just understand from here itself. So that can be measured. Okay, set of scientists most cited papers and the number of citations what they have received. This can be counted by H index. Now the last one is this H index can also be applied to the productivity and impact of a group of scientists, department, university, or a country. So it means like you can understand, and the particular the productivity of a group of scientists. It means the department faculty member 6 or 7. You can just say, and then the department and the entire department, what is the contribution as a university, as a whole country also you can measure. Now these are the measurement can be done by H index. Is it possible? Now don't get confused. H index can measure for individual the production and for a group of people what they have just produced of articles, and department and your institution. Now this is what H index can measure, not anything. Yes sir, next please. And now this H index, how exactly you can just calculate. Now this is the formula. A scientist has index H if H, his or her number of papers have at least H citations. It means each and every paper when you're floating, and this paper will receive for a number of citations. So here citation is nothing but when I am writing an article, that article where I've just published is, it is published in an indexed journal. So once I've just published this indexed journal, when you are referring my article, and again after referring you are just giving in a acknowledgement, and you are publishing into the indexed journals, then only I'll get for one citation. If you're putting in any further but the local journal or a Delhi based journal which is local and printed, which is not indexed anywhere, I won't get any citations. So citation getting is very, very difficult. You understand that as an author you have to just publish a journal article in a citation in an indexed journal. Okay, there are 4 ways to publish of your journal articles. One is, as soon as you submit your as soon as you submit of your manuscript to the publisher, so immediately he will just publish without any checking of a quality. So that's called just getting a publication. Second level is whatever you are just sending, that goes for the peer review committee. The experts will be there, they will review and they will accept. So this is called a peer reviewed or refereed process. And the third one, it says like it is in an indexed. It means the Web of Science, Scopus, Indian Citation Index, these are the citation databases. All that journals what you're going to publish, that should be indexed. Okay, and the fourth one, it will be there peer reviewed, indexed and impact factor. So impact factor is a high quality journals in your subject specific, how many people are referred, and based on the reference they will get a quality of this. So these are the 4 types of publications. As a faculty members or a scholars you can choose. So how quality of a paper, where I can just float it like. So now as well as the H index, you will be receiving your papers for a H citations each, and the other number of papers have not more than H citation each. Actually very difficult to follow. I'll explain in a simple manner. Sir, some of the message which is coming like please move this window away from. So kindly just close that. That is stays middle of my presentation. Kindly remove that. Yeah. So now very simple. I'm just making it. Still it is there, sir. Please. So now very simple, and at H index I'll just explain. For example, you have produced for 8 articles. A single author who has just produced 8 articles. So just keep your articles arranging according to the numbers. And here number of citations, it means your first article well received and you just received of 33 citations. It means 33 people referred, and they, based on the reference they've just even published in the indexed journals. So 33 the citations you received for your first article, and the second article you received 30, third article 20. So like this your article first what you produce may be the very good quality. The second one, slowly the quality is coming down. So here I mean to say quality is based on your citation. The third one is 20. So like that it just keep on decreases. So where exactly your number of papers and your number of citations, when it meets that place is called the H index. Hope you understand. So number of papers what you're just floating, and keep putting a descending order of your citation numbers, and where exactly meets this place is called the H index. Sir, if it is not meeting exactly, and how do I just calculate? Sometimes if it is not meeting, 1 or more citations can be in higher sides. Okay, even then your H index will be 6, not 7 or 8, right? Hope you understand. I'm just going to give you the examples. I have a screenshots where exactly I've collected from Web of Science and Scopus, and based on that you can have a better understanding. Okay, now we'll just move on to the next screen. Yeah, please sir. Sir, please move over the next screen. So please move on the next screen, please. Yeah. Now this is the graphical representation, which is by citations, number of citations, what you just received for your papers. So where exactly it just means this is called the H index. Hope you understand. So I'll go with it. The Web of Science and Scopus. I have a screenshot. You can I mean you can understand well. So next, please. Now next, this is called impact factor. So first one, what we have seen is like a H index to measure a quality paper for a particular author, group of author, and then department and the entire your institutions. Okay. Now next is called the impact factor. How you can just find out the quality of a journal. So here impact factor, which is devised by Eugene Garfield, it is calculated. Sir, please, previous one. So which is calculated, say the number of citations to a journal for the past previous 2 years divided by number of articles published in those years. Now you are getting a number of mails saying that the impact factor 7 or 8. Simply they're just saying that hello professor, I would like to have your manuscript, kindly submit it. They will say that my journal is impact factor is 7 or 8, and you will also just say believe, and you will just submit your manuscript, and they will ask you to pay for 2000, 3000 something like, and it will get published. That is not a real impact factor journal. So that is, it's a fake journal and it is a predator journal. Don't believe into that. Now I'm just going to tell you how exactly you can find out for impact factor journals. Now the finding out the impact factor journal, you have to just calculate for last 2 years. 2 years total number of citations received divided by total number of publication, number of articles. I'll explain the number of citations to a journal for the previous 2 years. Okay, divided by number of articles published in those years. This is what I mean a real impact factor, how you can just check it. For example, I want to find out for the 2013 impact factor, I need to just calculate a number of times an article published in a journal in 2011 and 12 were cited by articles in index journals during 2013. Now 11 and 12 total number of citations I'm just calculating divided by and total number of publications. So 2011 and 12. For example, so here a monthly journal is there. Okay, monthly journal, 1 year 12 issues will be there. 12 issues, each issue has around 10 journals, 10 articles. Okay, so now per year I'm getting around 120 articles. For 2 years I'll get for 240 articles. Now say this 240 articles really received by our subject specialist, and it is referred by hundreds, 1000 citations which is received. So 1000 divided by 240, then it comes for 4.01. So this is what a impact factor calculation. Hope you have understood. Now maybe like 6 months before, whatever the journal which has started, so they're also just claiming my impact factor is a 10, 20 like that. Don't believe that. Yeah, journal minimum of 3 years it have been established. Last 2 years how that the impact received, based on that they can just calculate for the impact factor. Hope you have understand. We'll move further. Yes sir, next sir please. Now impact factor can be calculated only for that journals. Okay, to find out the quality of a journal. Now you may ask like, sir, exactly where I can just go get this the list of the impact factor, how do we just select for my subject? So for that the solution is JCR, Journal Citation Report. So this is the product which is supplied by Web of Science, Journal Citation Report, which is supplied by Web of Science. This is the product of Thomas Reuters. Now Clarivate Analytics. Now Clarivate Analytics, they are taking care. Thomas Reuters is the publishers. They are floating. This is the JCR. Okay. So now this is again it is paid. See how the publisher charging is. You want to publish a quality journal. To check a quality journal, they are charging you. So this is what a trend now. So now what they're doing is the current the journal list they are charging you 1 year later, and they are just giving a free of cost. Now this is the journal citation report with the recent one. See here, MIS quarterly, it has a 9,600 citations, and then 5.31 is the impact factor. Okay. Now here you should check with, it cannot be standstill for all the years. It will just keep on changes. Why? Because it is only based on the number of citations by your subject specific people are referring it. Now here 9,600, 5.31. When you receive around 10,000 citation only, you will reach up 5 point something. Otherwise you cannot. Now our journal newly started by last 3 months, they are claiming like my impact factor is 10. For that, they're just putting number of logos. They're making you to confuse, and then you will be just submitting your journal articles. Don't do that. These are also fake journals, and yeah, you have to be very careful. Now, these are the list. It is based on the citation. Hope you understood. JCR is the product which is available by Web of Science. Okay, so you can just check for your current journals, which is a quality one. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. Now, sample I have just collected from Google yesterday, saying that these JCR 2020, it means for 19, which is the freely available from June 30th onwards. Now, this is the list. You can Google it, and you can just see that the list of journals which is available. Now, here the first journal, topmost, the impact factor journal is the Cancer Journal of Clinicians. This has around 292 is the impact factor. This is what the world topmost the journal which has a high impact factor. So all that article which is got published on this, it is highly referred or I mean acknowledged by the researchers. So now based on the citation, this is the list. You can go browse by the Google, get this list, go to your subject specific list of journals, and you try to publish as per your the research. Okay, yeah, next sir, please. Now, as I said, like I've explained for a H index and impact factor, and where exactly you can just go and test it. Now, the metrics which is available by the Scopus. So Scopus is the other dominative the citation database, and they're the publishers. And now Scopus journal metrics, they have a JCR, and this JCR is the calculation is they'll be calculating for the 3 years. Okay, they'll be just calculating for number of citations received by 3 years, and with the published for last 3 years papers, number of citations divided by number of papers published for 3 years. Like impact factor 2 years, they are charging for 3 years. Okay, now they also has SNP means like a very specific, say like I am belongs to library science, some of my friends maybe they're in the computer science or the other the subjects, so that should not get cited by the other department people. So now the SNP will have a calculation how exactly my subject specific the citations. So that's what it gives a weightage. So here it just goes for, and the citation received per year divided by subject specific. So this is called the SNP. And now they also has site score. That's the new one, which they are just looking with the 3 years. Total number of 3 years citations divided by number of publications. Now these are the metrics which is by Scopus. Now our committee members, they are asking only for H index and impact factor. You have to be very aware of this slide. Okay, yes, sir. Next sir, please. Now this JCR, as I said, like where exactly you can just go and find out. Now Scopus related publication journal list which is available free of cost, Now JCR you can access from scimeho.jr.com. So when you go to this site, now this is the Scopus indexed journals which is available free of cost. So now this journal index that shows like, see, Cancer Clinical is the topmost, that says like 72.76. Okay, so like that each and every journal which has a the ranking by JCR. This is a Scimeho journal ranking it's called, and you can just go to this, browse by the subject. Suppose you belongs to computer science or a commerce, you can just go to that commerce subject and see that what are the journals which is available, which is indexed by Scopus. Okay, right. Now this is the way you can just go check it. Make a note of this scimehojournal.jr.com, and this place it's freely available. You can test the journal list. Yes sir, next sir. Now this is with the site score, sitescore.com, and the same it is by the Scopus list which is available. See, as I said, JCR, it is by the Web of Science. They are charging you. What are the publication which is indexed by Web of Sciences? It is chargeable. But as per the Scopus, everything is freely available. You can just go and browse it. This is the scopus.com, and scores are there, sources where you just visit. You can say for a site score ranking will be there. Now this is the site score ranking. The Journal of Clinical Science is 150. It just shows. So like that, each and every journal or ranking will be there. You can select as per your subject specific. Okay. Yeah. Yes sir. Next sir, please. SNP. I've told you SNP ranking. It is for a subject specific. I belongs to library science. Only the library science citation how much I have received. Okay. For that, it is the calculation by the SNP. See why I'm just explaining all those things. very specific, the number of metrics, what it is available, by whom it is available, for what is the purpose of this. Okay, that. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. Now, next, everyone know that, and the UGC CARE, which has come in last June 2018, June 14, 2018, which has just launched, and based on this, now the UGC is asking all the scholars and faculty members to publish of their articles in the UGC CARE journals. So here, UGC CARE journals, you have to just go with the login and password. Once you have a registration only, you can go through that the list of the journals, what exactly it is that you can understand. Okay, so now, so here the first UGC CARE journal, previous it was there ABCD, now it is there as a two groups, group 1 and group 2 is available. Group 1 and group 2 is there. Now here the group 1 will be only that UGC CARE list. It means like committee members, what they've selected, that will be available in group 1, and group 2 will be the indexed of a Scopus and Web of Science. So now you should know what is indexed in a Web of Science, what is indexed in the Scopus. Those journals you try to publish, and sometimes this UGC CARE list, whatever it is there, they're saying that it is not very dynamic. This dynamic always, whenever they are just sudden up, they're just changing it. Okay, when it is just getting changed, or your publication which is not available, so immediately that will be claimed by your the research section of your university, saying that whatever you published which is not findable in a list, so which is rejected of your thesis. So that should not be the case. So you try to check what is UGC CARE list is there, and you try to publish with the Web of Science and Scopus indexed journals. Hope you understand. So group 2 will be there. Just click on it. I have a screenshots. Yes, sir. Please, next, sir. Now, this UGC CARE journals are there, group 1, and this is the group 2. So group 1 will be, as I said, like UGC committee member, what they've selected. You can see, search and find out subject specific of your the area of study. And the group 2 will be there. This is with the Web of Science, and this with the Scopus. Hope the screen is visible. This is with the Web of Science, and this is the Scopus. Now, when you just click on this, immediately that goes to the Web of Science listed, and here it goes for the Scopus list, what I've shown now. Okay, so I also have a screenshot. Once I just clicked how it looks. Yes, sir, please, sir. Next. Now, UGC approved journal, I have collected this size around 1141 journals, which is available in all subjects. Now here you can just go, as I said, like try to register, log in, then only allow you to browse, and you can just select number of the journals, what exactly which is available for your subject specific. If your belongs to social science, just click on that. If it belongs to science, there are around 325 titles are there. Okay, and social science around 265 titles are there. You have to be very specific and go search. Otherwise, you have an option to search for the title also. Now choose the title and then try to publish of your journal articles for your promotion and then for submission of your research thesis. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. Now this screenshots, I've just clicked from there for the group 2. As soon as I just clicked, it has taken me to that Scopus indexed journals. Now Scopus indexed, total 41,000 plus journals are available. 41,000 plus journals are available. So please go to this, and this list allow you to select by the subject. See to that what are the indexed journals, and plus what are the impact factor, and you can just select it, right? Yeah, this is with the Scopus index journals. Yeah, next, sir, please. Now this is with the Web of Science. So first, and a committee member, they are asking the SCI journals. How many articles you have produced in the SCI? That the SCI is nothing but and the Science Citation Index. Okay. So now all that Science Citation and Social Science Citation Indexed is belongs to Web of Science and Scopus. That's what I'm very specific. Go to the Web of Science and Index journals. So here around 20,000, 24, 5,000 the journals which is available. All 25,000 which is indexed by Web of Science. Kindly select and publish it. Yes, sir. Now these are the avenue to select of your journals for impact factor journals and publishing of your articles. Next, sir, please. Now, till now, what we just looked is what is a publication metrics and what are the names of metrics available. H index, impact factor we have seen. In that H index what it deals and impact factor what it deals. And then apart from this, Scopus, some of the metrics we have just seen that. Now, after all that, sir, exactly where do I just look my the college H index, or otherwise my individual H index or my department H index? So for that, we have a solution that's called the citation databases. Now these kind of databases will allow you to just check how many times your paper got cited, how many times your institution research got cited. So all that can be find out from this citation databases. Now citation databases are the database that have been developed for evaluating publications, and this citation databases enables to count the citations and to check which articles or journals are the most cited ones. Now sitting here, I can understand DAV college who is doing good, which article has highly cited by others. So that can be find out from this citation databases. Okay. Now sample, I'll tell you how you can just go find out the citations, and based on this you can address for your the faculty members and collectively for your coordinator of IQAC, and in turn you can just submit your details to that NAC or NRF. So that can be done. Okay. Yes, the next slide please. Now, what are the citation database which is available? Now, as a scholar, as a faculty member, we should aware where exactly we can just go test of our the number of articles what we produce and what are the creditages received. So that can be tested only in the citation databases. That's called Web of Science, Scopus, Google Scholar, Indian Citation Index, and Dimensions. Dimensions, which is new recently, which has come up. So now Web of Science by the Thomson Reuters, Scopus by the Elsewhere, and Google Scholar, which is freely available, and Indian Citation, it is by DAV Enterprises from Delhi based. It's again private, and Dimensions is by Digital Sciences. Now these are the important databases available for checking of your citations. Okay, sir. Next, sir, please. Now I am just explaining only the coverage of that the each and every one. Then we'll go for how to check it. Like now, Web of Science by the Thomson Reuters. As I said, like you can just quickly find, analyze, and share information of a science-related journals and social sciences, arts, and humanities. It covers and everything, but focused on the science. Sometimes social science people, you may say that, sir, everything Web of Science means like only science journals will be there. Where do I just go publish? Don't feel that. You have options. Social science also included in this. Around 3,000 journal or 4,000 journals are available. You can just go have a list and find out the very good journal related to your research. And it gives integrated access to all high quality literature. Now here, authoritative and multidisciplinary content covers 25,000 journals, which is available in Web of Science for scholars to select subject specific. In this, 15,000 highest impact factor journals are available. Now we may look, sometimes you may claim like, sir, I have a very good research article, but I don't know where to go and submit it. And my research is very new, and I don't know which the journal has a scope to cover up for my research. So for that, the answer is go to this Web of Science, try to find this 15,000 journals are there, and with the impact factor journals you identify and then submit it. Then only your research visibility will be there. When you're just publishing your research into the local printed journal or it's a fake journal, and nobody can understand what exactly of your research, and nobody can identify you. Okay. Now to avoid that, so better you can just go and look into the Web of Science. Now it has around 159 million of records, and 40.3 million of patents are available, and 7.7 million of data sets. It means the research data are available. See here, the huge collection which is there in Web of Science, you try to identify. But this is but we are getting as a university, we are getting with the UGC the fund, but other colleges it's very difficult to get. Only you have to get a help from the university to find out what exactly the citations. Okay, right. Yeah, next. Next, sir, please. It cost you around more than 15 lakhs. So now NAC, whenever they're just coming, they're asking like SCI indexed journals. Now this is what Web of Science has an index of Science Citation Index, Social Science Citation Index, and Arts and Humanities Index. So all the indexes which is available, it has around 8,500. See here, social sciences around 3,000, 8,500, 3,000, 1,700. Even arts and humanities also has the coverage of titles. So now this is the coverage of Web of Science, and any of that the faculty members related to this field, please go and have a look of the list of journals and try to publish it. Yes, sir, next, sir, please. I'm explaining the coverage. Now slowly what I'm just doing is in a Web of Science how we can check for the H index. Okay, I've told you H index is number of publications what you're doing, number of citations what you're receiving. Exactly when it meets, that place is called the H index. I told you. Now I'll just have very fast, we'll have a look how you can calculate this. Now I've just slowly logged onto the Web of Science product. Now this is the screen of the citation database. It says like select the database and what are the query which you're just going to give. And so here I can just give you the address. It means like Bharatidasan University. When I give, I can select that address, and I can show, I can just see that how many publications by the Bharatidasan University. Within a click I can understand. Yes sir, next screen please. Now here it is the Web of Science core collection is there. I've selected this. After selecting, yes sir, please next. Only the screenshots, we can move further. Now here, Web of Science core collection, I've selected the search. What I've just given is I've given it Bharatidasan University. So here I can just select an address, or I can just go for an organization enhanced. It means already my university name will be indexed by Web of Science. I can select from there. Either I can type or I can just select from this. Okay, hope you understand. Bharatidasan University I'm typing. Same like DAV College, I can just type and try to select that address. And whether you have any publication or not, I can find out from sitting here. Okay. Now Bharatidasan University, I have given address. I have just selected. Yes sir. Next sir, please. Now as soon as I have just selected, immediately that shows the results. Now Bharatidasan University has the publication around 4,730 publication has. So now after seeing this, you can understand that whether my university is doing a good research or not. Now 4,730 and the articles which is published by Bharatidasan University. So in this, the first article, it says like it is by that I think Vivekanandan. Yeah, it's very difficult to read. Vivekanandan is the author. This is the first article. Now these is the article what is arranged according to the number of the articles, and this is based on the citations. Hope whether it is clear for you. So this comes around 962 times. The first article of a Bharatidasan University has a highest citation, that's called more than 900. Just for your information I'm just giving, so I can understand the first title what it is, which is most read by the people, most cited people, I can understand, and which author it is. Author is Vivekanandan, I can understand, and with the co-authors also I can. Now here the option is there, create a citation report. Just click on it. Yes sir, next sir please. When you just click on it, immediately I can get to know what is my H index of the university. Now I am answering you how to find that H index for a particular university, next department and individual. That's it. I'm the same flow will which can be found out from the Web of Science and Scopus. I'm just simply showing there how you can find out it. Right. Now here, as soon as I just selected the citation, it says like 94 is the H index of Bharatidasan University. Now total 4,730 papers, and it has cited around 73,000 of the citations. It means all over the world, more than 73,000 citations we have received for our 4,730 papers. Then the averages, each and every paper and normally which is referred in 94 times. That is the calculation which we can have it. Now H index is 94. Answer is 94 for my H index. Yes sir. Now this is the flow where we can just go for our department and the individual. Yes sir. Next screen please. Now the same flow will be there. Whether it is visible or not. Now I've told you like my H index is 94. As I've explained in the formula, I have just put my articles in a arranged in the order, and I put my citation in the descending order. Now see, 94. We have around 4,730 publications. All it is just arranged. My 94th of a university paper got 95 times cited. Okay. I've told you if it is 94, if it is not meeting, 1 or 2 can be more. Now this 94th paper got 95 times citations. Now my H index is only 94. Now this is the calculation which I want to tell you. Now this database has a citation. It gives the H index. Apart from this, there are so many options are there. I'm not going to explain with that. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. Now I found that how to calculate for H index for an institution. That is over. Next is with the department. Now Bharatidasan University, I want to go for a department of chemistry. Simple. I can just select for the address. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. I've selected Bharatidasan University and chemistry. Now it says like 856 articles of only the department of chemistry. Now sitting here, I can say chemistry is doing good or not. Okay, I can understand. Now NAC committee, when they come, now these are the answers which they are expecting from us. That's what I'm explaining very detailed. Now you can just go to that the department. It says 856, and here also you can understand what is the first title, total number of citations. It says like 496 citations that are received by the particular title. Okay, so now here create the citation report. As I said, like you can find out the department H index. Yes, sir, please. Now department H index is 51. Department of Chemistry H index is 51. Total 856 papers and around 14,000 citations which is received. Hope you understand. Now number of publication only this which has received citations. I've told you how the citation can be received. I've explained. Now based on this citation and they're calculating for the H index. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. So same like we can go for an individual author. Yeah, now I've told you like an H index is 51. Now exactly this 51 paper is received as 51 citations. Okay, so now H index is 51. Yes, sir, please. Next, sir. Now author search, I have given a Muthaya author and who belongs to the chemistry, and he has around 160 papers, and yeah, we'll try to understand his H index. Next screen, please, sir. Now all 150 papers will be available. His H index is 23. Now my answer is for institution you can find out. You can find out for the department and you can just find out for the individual. Now he has around 160, 23 was his H index, and total he has received more than 2,000 these citations. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. Now this Web of Science is over. Now this is the 23 where exactly it is not matching. It is there 24. One citation is more. So his H index is 23 now. Yes, sir. Next. Next, sir, please. Now this is the coverage. Next coverage one I've just explained with the Web of Science, and next is with the Scopus. Now Scopus is the very larger by the elsewhere, and they have around 77 million of records, and all that publications, the journal, books, conference, everything it is there. More than 77 millions of records which is available in a single place. Now sometimes people may say that, sir, I'm not getting enough for a review of literatures. I'm not getting a literature. No, please visit Web of Science or Scopus. You have all the stuff is there. Like now, without knowing this, simply you will be just checking with the Google and other thing, then you won't get. Okay. Now this is what the Web of Science Scopus coverage. It has around 25,000 journals and from 5,000 publishers. World dominative publishers. They are just floating their journals into this Scopus. It has a coverage of scientific, technical, medical, social sciences. Everything it includes. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. Now, simply I've just checked with the Bharathasan University that says here 6,375. So, Web of Science, we have a 4,730, but here in the Bharathasan University in a Scopus, it says like 6,375 papers are there. Okay. Now, simple to show. Yeah. Now, one click I can understand whether it is doing good, which department, everything. For identification only, I've just taken the screenshots. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. Now, subject wise, I can say as an administrator sitting here, I can understand which department is doing good. Chemistry, applied and energy, and biochemistry, all it is. Now, each and every department, total number of papers, I can understand even with the graphs. Visualization will be there. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. Now, chemistry department, as I said, like there it was around the 680. Now here 1,681 is there. So now I can understand with the chemistry department whether it is doing what is the H index. Yes, sir. Please, sir. Next, sir. Yeah, only for showing that the importance of that H index, I'm just taken this. Now here by the Scopus, my department of chemistry is 73 is the H index. Okay, it means number of citation is more in the Scopus. Yes, sir. Please, next. Now the Muthaya author is 195 documents he has, and the individual author will see that. What is his H index? Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. Now individual author has 31 is the H index. So like this, you can check your H index in the Web of Science and Scopus. I think with that, this Scopus is over. Now we'll just move on to the next one. Yes, sir, please. Next. Now next, which is available with the Google Scholar. Now Web of Science I've explained what is the coverage, how we can check it, and Scopus I've explained. Now next is with the Google Scholar. So now Google Scholar, which is freely available. Hope all that faculty members you are aware of this. Now very specific science faculty members, and you will be just floating your journal article which is indexed by Web of Science and Scopus. And the social science people, sometimes you may struggle to publish of this indexed journals. So for them, whatever the journal article you have published, you try to make a visible for that national international visibility by Google Scholar, where you can just create of your profile. Now this profile will be available to for in a public domain. They can just check all that research scholars, and they can just go through your profile, whatever your paper you floated, and that can be given. When they're just citing, you will get a credit. So that's called H index and item index. Now Google Scholar has the two metrics, one is with the H index and then item index. Now H index, as I said, like number of papers, number of citations, where exactly meets. This item index is nothing but your paper, which one it is cited more than 10 times, that's called the item index. Now this is the coverage of Google Scholar. I'll tell you how you can just create a scholar now. Yes sir, next screen please. Now, how to create a Google profile? Now, this is the profile of a topmost cited the scholar of a Balachandran. Simply, I have just taken for your account. Now, this is the profile which is a public domain which is available. These are the papers and number of citations. It will be here. Now, citation it says like a 4,000 something. It is there. Okay, I mean it is not much visible. 4,000 citations plus, and his H index is 34. It says. Okay. Now, this profile you can create which are free of cost. And the once you're created, this will be available in a public domain, and the scholars and faculty members can refer and give you the credit for your research article. Otherwise, whatever the research you have produced, there won't be any useful life. If you're not getting any credit or any citation, there won't be any useful or any the quality you cannot claim for your the research. Okay. Yes sir. Next sir, please. Now I'll tell you and how you can create for the Google Scholar. Simple steps. Now go to the Google Scholar and yeah, Google Scholar. Yes sir. Next sir, please. Scholar.google.in, and like your Gmail account, you can just give for your login and password. Yes sir. Next sir, please. Now you can just give for your login and password, and after then getting started. So this is the place, create a scholar profile. When you just click on that, this will be allow you to go for 3 steps. Yes sir, please. Next. Now Google Scholar, when you just say create, step 1 profile, step 2 articles, third is update. Now profile is your individual information you have to give. Now the name, affiliation, belongs to which university college you are into, and this will be asking for a verification mail ID of your institutional mail ID, say like jayaprakashbd.ac.in, like that. Now area of your interest, I'm into library information science, like that you can give for your area of research. This information will be available for a public visibility. So be careful. What you're just giving is really it is a trustable, and whatever it is, you can just give that. Yes sir. Next sir, please. Now how to add an article. Now here, as soon as when you just give Jayaprakash library science and Department of Library and Information Science from Bharathasan University. So now as soon as I have just given a Jayaprakash, that brings more than 1,000 journal articles to my profile. Okay, I need to restrict all the 1,000. It is not mine. Mine is only the 57 or 60. Okay. So what I have to do is I have to just select what are the articles of mine. Now many of the scholars, many of the faculty members, they're doing a mistake. Simply they're just creating it. All other similar name of the author will be added to their the credits. Okay. Now Jayaprakash, there may be a B Jayaprakash, number of Jayaprakash will be a different spelling, and all the Jayaprakash papers will be bringing here. Like now I need to restrict. No, mine is only few. So this is the place where exactly you can select it. Add articles as a group. Yeah, you can just select what are the group. Yes sir. Next sir, please. Now here, when you just select for the group 1, there shows number of articles. Yeah, you can go to the next one, sir. There are individual articles will be there. I can add. Next slide, please. Yeah. Now here, add article. There are like 10 to 15 articles are there. Here minus one, first one and second one. For example, minus first one and second one. What I can do, I can just tick mark and then say for add. Only 2 will be added, not for everything, right? Now like this, you have to just go add as per your the publications, right? In order to type manually, automatically it brings from online. So make sure that all the full text should be available in somewhere in online. Yes sir. Third step. Yes sir, you can go further, please. Now this, it will allow you to enter for article manually. When you are doing a manual entry, and somewhere you should host of your full text. Otherwise only author title will be there. Based on this author title, people cannot give you the credits. It means they cannot go for referencing, right? Yes sir. Now there is the option for now finally you have to just say automatically update. So once this updation is done, So hereafter, it won't take it by the other's name. It will take only by your name. It will have a verification of your mail ID and just goes with only for your subject specific, your articles. Right, sir. Now, this is the steps which you can just go for a creating of a Google Scholar. Yes, sir. This will be useful for the faculty members. Kindly do it. And based on this, you will be get popularized in the other scholars. Like your publication will be visible in a public domain. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. Now, I wish to tell you like make it public. So there one option will be there. Once you just made it ready with the Gmail account, so this option will be there, make it public. When you click on that, this will be asking like what is your institutional ID. When you just given this only, your profile will be publicly available. Okay, it means the citation will increase. If anybody already created and not increasing of a citation, the reason is you're not made it public. It is not visible for everyone. So please look into this. So now as soon as you created your profile that says number of citation is 51, your H index is 4 and item index is 3. So H index 4 means like 4 times average which is received of your citation. Item index means 3 papers as cited more than 10 times. Yes, sir. I'll tell you where exactly. Yes, sir. Next screen, please. Now, as I said, like the indexes, the fourth paper received and more than 4 citations. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the fourth paper. If it is not matching, that can be a higher side. Now, fourth paper, it should be 4. Instead of 4, it is 8 is there. It means like more citations. Now, my H index is 4. Yes, sir. Now, this particular author profile, H index is 4. Next, item index, I told you 3 was there. Now, this is the 10, this is 11, and this is the 15. This is the 12 and then 15. Now, this all goes with 8 and 4, something like. Now, more than 10 times, only 3 papers are there. So, my item index 3. Yes, sir. Next, please. Till now, I've just completed with the Web of Science and Scopus and then Google Scholar. Now, only the 2 more is there. We'll just try to finish that. Now, Indian Citation Index, which is recently they come up in 2009, and it has around Indian journals alone, around 1,000 journals, which is there. Okay. Now, this has all the subject coverage, and they also has the indexes of Indian Science Citation. Now, SCA, they're calling Science Citation Index. Same like they've just added Indian Science Citation Index, Indian Social Science Citation Index. Like that, they've added the indexes based on the Indian publications. Okay. Now, as such a H index and everything what we calculated, same the logic they're using for a H index and citations. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. I'm just putting you where exactly you can go, what are the database available, how you can check it, how you can just select for the quality of a journals. Okay. Now, Indian Citation Index, there's the screenshot. This is again, it is a paid. What you can do, 1 month subscription will be a free subscription will be there. You try to register and log in and check it. What are the Indian journals which is available that you can go. Now, for India, for institutions, suppose DAV and you're just floating some of the journal for your institution level. What you can do, you can just write to them to have an index. Once it is indexed, your journal popularization will be there. Okay, you will get popularized by the Indian authors. Yes, sir. Next, please. Now, simply I have just checked social science and the total number of journals what it is available. That says 88 journals that belongs to social sciences, and you can just select as per your the research, and then you can publish the journals. Yes, with that I have just completed of Indian Citation Index coverage. Next is with the dimensions. Yeah, within a few minutes we'll just try to complete. Now, dimensions, which is new, why I've just given is it's a very latest one. Dimensions, which is freely available. They also just this product also it is available for a cost, but right now they have given it the free of cost to test your publications. Now, this has more than 100 leading research organizations, 128 million publications which is available. So please don't search anywhere in the Google. Go to this and then search whatever the database I've told you. You try to search in that, you will have a very good article for support of your research, and you can even just float a very good articles for a very good journal. Right? Okay. Now, this is by digital sciences, as I said. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. Just for giving a coverage, not explaining much. Now, this is the screenshot. Dimension.ai. That's the place where you can visit, and you can just go for a free access. Yes, sir. Next, sir. Now, simple, I have just given for the Bharathasan University. I'm trying to test this Bharathasan University publication that shows like more than the 12,000 which is available. Yes, sir. Please. Now, this has a millions of the articles, and Bharathasan University, when I've just selected, that shows 12,000. Yes, sir. Please, next screen. 12,000 plus it says. Now all 12,000 I can just scale out with that year wise. That is possible. Researchers wise I can say overall the researcher. I can just say for the category whether belongs to the subject specific and then publication type, whether it is in a journal, whether a conference, all it is, and then source title. Now which journal article or Bharat University highly published. All that I can understand by these dimensions. Just for your information, which is very latest. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. Now they have just come up with the highly cited publications. They have a list. Now this publication, it just gives with the and relative index. That there are so many indexes are there. And they will just give that they, even for social media, how many times your article got shared. So all that the metrics which is available. It's a very latest, but still our committee members they have not the considering this and yet to yeah. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. Now arithmetic score, and they have just given with the article level how many times your article got blocked, how many times you tweeted, and how many times you manually downloaded. All that recent issues are taken care in the dimensions. That is called article level metrics. We have discussed that's called the arithmetic score. Okay. Now you understand that even for a single article level metrics which is available, social media, how many times your article getting shared. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. Now, madam has asked us to the include with that author IDs. Now the recent concept author ID, why it has just come as, for example, this author ID, it is a author identifier discusses the names by assigning each author in a unique number. Each author is a unique number. For example, Jayaprakash, my name is spelled in Jayaprakash. Okay, other Jayaprakash maybe will be there Jayakrakash. Okay. Now, each and every author will receive a unique ID. Why this ID is, and if somebody wanted to just refer my paper, they should not by mistake land into the third, the other Jayaprakash. So for that, they can know by the single click, one ID will be there. Based on that ID, all my papers will be in a together. So simple search. Now they see like foreign authors, there may be like so many Smith will be there, so many Wang will be there, Lee will be there. So there will be a confusion. We cannot land a particular title, particular author into a particular author. Okay. So for that, the author ID which has come, I'm just giving only that feel of what are the names of author IDs are available, not more than that. You have to go explore. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. Now, what are the author IDs which is available is, one is with the researcher ID. So this is very particular for a Web of Science. When you have a publication in a Web of Science indexed journals, this ID will have unique ID of your name, and that will scale out of all the papers published in Web of Science. In a single click, you can submit. For example, your NAC committee, when they're coming, they wanted to have your IQAC wanted to have a list of publications by a particular author. So when you have this ID, simply just give this ID, they can scale out all the papers. Okay. Now Scopus author ID, this is by elsewhere, the Scopus publications. As I said, like Web of Science, this is the researcher ID, Scopus author ID. Now these are the IDs which is available free of cost to register it or free of cost to generate it. But you should have a publication in Web of Science, you should have a publication in the Scopus. Now Microsoft ID, which is available free of cost, you can just go create it. And next is with the Google Scholar. Just now I've explained Google profile you have to just create. And final one is with the Orchid, which is the most recent and freely available. It is a non-profit. It's openly available. Everyone can create for an Orchid ID. Okay. Open researcher or contributor ID. This is the Orchid ID. Now I'm just giving only the screenshots. We'll complete the presentation line. Yes, sir. Please move further. I'm just showing how the researcher ID will look. Now this is the ID of Web of Science. B-9925, this is what 2468 numbers with a new alphanumeric will be there. Now researcher ID. So here I have just taken with as Subbaya Arunachalam. Arunachalam Subbaya is the researcher I have taken. This is what is ID, just to show how it looks. Now see, based on his ID, immediately that says 113 articles he has in a Web of Science. All 113 articles immediately it will come here. Okay. All 113 articles immediately I can just see, and even I can just test number of citation and everything. Okay, this is what I wish to tell you. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. Now, as soon as I've just given that was talking about the 113 publication in Web of Science for a particular author. Now, these are the publication metrics, and immediately it just says like his H index, total number of citations. total 516 citations he has, and H index it says like a 34 or a 54, it just says. Okay, now this message immediately I can just get, and there won't be any confusion. I want to land of Superior Arunachalam, the articles. I can just type this article and then have a look into this. This is very simple. It is a unique ID for authors or researchers. Next, please. Now these are the 64 documents what he has, and with a number of publication authors and everything will be available. Next up, please. Now researcher ID is over. Next is with the Scopus ID. How it looks is 2, 4, 6, 8 to 10 digit number will be there for a Scopus. And this is the Lakshman Mutaya, where my faculty member I have just selected, and he has around publication around 557 publication in a Scopus. His citation, see here, around 9,000 citations he has received. 9,000 citations, and H index is 48. So very good. So this is what a simple click, and you can, suppose you're going for an interview or you're just applying for any of the projects, simply you can just float this ID, people can understand your stuff. You not to just skull out all the papers and then go with that. Very simple. Funding agencies, now they're asking, just give your ID, and based on your ID, they will test what is your stuff. So all that can be understand. You not to float off any or 100 of papers. Okay. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. Now these are the 357 publications which is listed here with the title, author, and year, and everything will be the number of citations also. Yes, sir. Next up, please. Sir, next. Now Microsoft ID. So this ID I have just checked with the same Lakshmanan. He has around 442 publications. See, what I'm just explaining is each and every ID and the total number of publications what you just received will be in a single place. Easy to identify the author. Okay, easy to identify the author. Now here, this Microsoft ID around 12,590 citations he has received. Okay. Now what is the logic is, when you're just creating this ID, overall belongs to Microsoft ID, all the people they can identify your paper is very simple manner, and they will give you the citations for your research. That is the logic, and unique ID for your name. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. Now publication and the citations by year wise, that shows, as I said, like all the details you can just get it. Next, sir, please.
Excuse me, sir.
Sir, you can just move further. Only few shots, and then we'll just finish talk. Now, public, please move further. Yeah. Next, yeah, previous one, please. I have just given for the Google Scholar ID. So next, please. Next. Now here, Google Scholar, you have an ID. Whenever you're just creating your profile, there in the URL, you can identify this. Next to the equal symbol, there will be a combination of alphanumeric. Alphanumeric will be there. That is what your ID. Okay. Just kindly just select this ID. If somebody wanted to see of your publications, you can just give this. That's enough. Okay. Now this is a Lakshman, and these are the papers. Now number of citations, all it will be available in a single click. Now this is the Google Scholar. Next, sir, please. Next is with the Orchid ID. Now this is the last one, Orchid ID, and you have it's a now very dominantly all the publishers which they're asking to create a Orchid ID for accepting a manuscript, accepting a papers. All the publishers, all the important journals, they're asking you to just give your ID of Orchid ID for acceptance, like our other ID. Okay. Now funding agencies also, they're asking you to just give with your the ID. Now based on this, they can understand what are your publications, what are your citations. Then they will float that. Now that is the reason, and funding agencies plus finding a scholarships and publication, all they are asking for Orchid ID. So I request all the faculty members kindly create of see here Jayaprakash Balasubramanian will be there. This is my ID. All that the personal information will be there. So here employment, where I am working, all the details you can update. Yes, sir. Next slide, please. And you can even update with the educational qualification, sir, please. Yeah, educational qualification which is available. Yeah. Next up, please. See here, you can add any number of publications. So this is my membership details. Membership where under professional association I have, and will be available as a ID and then profile. The complete profile of your will be there. Next, sir, please. Now here, this is the last screenshot where I have just given off my publications. Now I have around 57 publications. I can add all that 57 into this Orchid ID. This will be available with the DOI link. So anybody wanted to have the look of a full text, I can just simple click, they can get it. Now you can, there is a possibility to enter by manual, and there is a possibility to enter with the imports. Both option is there. Suppose you have more than 100, all the 100 articles you cannot enter. So what you can do, the 100 articles automatically you can import from the other places as a BibTeX format. BibTeX format, that is the format which is available. So with that we can import all 100 or 200 immediately. Now this profile will be available, will open public at any of your funding agency or any of a journal. The publisher, they want to see what your stuff, and they can do that. I think with that I can just complete my presentation. Yes, sir. Next, sir, please. So with that, I can just complete my presentation, and thank you so much for your patient listening. And now I'll just, sir, please stop sharing of a screen. I will take up some of the queries, and we'll discuss on this. Thank you so much for the sum up. Yeah, for sum up, I'm just giving you that what I've just covered is in a publication metrics. I've just covered with what are the publication metrics and what are the metrics names which is available with the H index, impact factor, and other these metrics also. And the journal metrics was there, author metrics, and the article metrics, all three level of metrics. And where that metrics which is followed is for a Web of Science and Scopus, there are the dominative databases and publishers, where you can just go check with the impact factor and H index. I've shown you with the screenshots, and exactly where the number of databases, what are the databases available is Web of Science and Scopus, Google Scholar, Indian Citation Index, and Dimensions. Now these are the important databases which is available to check your citation levels. Okay, and finally I've just covered with author IDs, which is a unique author ID. All the faculty members, you should aware of this. Try to create with the ID all the will be in it together. Now this, thank you so much for the opportunity provided me to interact with you. And once again, I thank that all authorities for giving me the opportunity to interact. Special thanks to the organizers. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir,
Yeah.
for such a knowledgeable session.
Yeah.
It was really great and wonderful to have such detailed and in-depth insights into the topic.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
I
you.
hope all the participants must be highly satisfied
Thank
by
you.
the knowledge shared by you.
Thank
But
you.
still, sir, we have some queries.
Yes.
So I will be taking only some of them. We have got a large number of queries.
Okay.
The first question, sir, is related to H factor.
Yeah.
Basically, the participant wants to know that how it is calculated and what a researcher can basically do to improve its personal H index value.
That's what I've told you. I have covered what is H index, how you can calculate it. Okay. So actually, first to getting a H index itself, you have to select a very good journal. Okay. The journal, when you're just selecting, you should see to that whether it is a peer reviewed, whether it is indexed to the Web of Science and Scopus, and plus whether it is have a highly impact factor journal. When you publish on this, then only you will get a citation. Once you are getting a number of citations, automatically your H index will increase. Okay. Hope I have answered. So now basic is to select a very good journal for your manuscript. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Next.
And the next question is, sir, that how can we differentiate between the cloned and the original journals? Actually,
Yeah, exactly. Very good question.
Very much.
Yeah, very good question. Now, when you just go to the UGC care list, you have an option for, I have told you like a group 1 and group 2. I've told you like a group 1 and group 2 is there. A group 1 that says with the group 1 is the care list. Group 2 is Web of Science and Scopus. When you just go and search, what will happen is immediately that shows like this is indexed in a like a Scopus or Web of Science. Okay, when you go to the next screen, there the option is there that says like it is ceased from 2018 or 14. Now what this fake journals are they running is same ISSN number they're taking, and they're just making their own websites, putting all colors and indexed in this many, and they're adding with the number of impact factor, and they're just collecting your article, and simply they're just publishing within 2 days. Within 2 days.
Exactly, sir, exactly.
Now they're just processing cost will be like 5,000, 6,000, whatever it is. Within a month they will be earning, and then they will go off. So those articles will be it's a predatory journals. Don't believe that. I've told you how you can just check for the impact factor, then select the journals. At least for 3 years, the journal might have been just started earlier, not by 6 months or 1 month. Yeah, now many of the journals which is within a month, they're saying that 7 or 8 is my impact factor. That cannot be done.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, next is.
One more question, sir. That what is ICV, Index Copernicus value? Some journals are having this value also.
I don't believe that actually now most which is by and H index and impact factor of the journals. Okay, only the impact factor. Now this only got calculated by our UGC and whatever the committee they're just coming. Okay, other factors please now don't consider it, and you just see to that what is the base, whether it is which is indexed with that the topmost publishers or not. That you have to just look at it.
Yes, sir. Thank you
Yes,
so
ma'am.
much, sir.
Next.
Thank you. And the last question for the day, sir, that the impact factor of the journals keeps on increasing and decreasing. There are some factors. So
Yeah.
does it affect the publication value of the researcher also?
That's what whenever the committee member they're coming and asking that what is the range of impact factor journals you have published, and sometimes you have to just put your saying that cumulative index factor, cumulative impact factor journals of your institution. So for that we should have. If you doesn't have any of that impact factor, the simply what you will the NAC people whatever that publication you have given, so they won't consider. Maybe you may have like 100 publications, all that 100, if you're not having any impact factor, they won't even consider. That won't give any impact, okay, for our ranking. So that's the reason.
Yes, sir, definitely. And thank you so much, sir, for answering these questions. But as we have to complete this program within the time limit, also within the time frame, also. So we are
Yes.
skipping some of the
Yes.
questions here, but we are highly thankful for your knowledgeable session and the knowledge you
Yeah,
have
you can
shared
mail me
with
and
us.
I'll just send a reply. No problem.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Priya ma'am, unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am. So thank you so much, sir. As
Thank
now
you,
we
ma'am.
are done with our session, and this is the time for the concluding remarks of this program, this 5 days program. And for this, I would like to invite our worthy officiating principal, ma'am, Dr. Savita Bhagat, ma'am. For ma'am, I would like to say a few lines, ma'am, that the greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greatest things. He is the one that gets the people do the greatest things. Ma'am, you are a true leader who is motivating all of us from a couple of weeks when you have taken the charge over the college as an officiating principal. And you are motivating us day by day to grow from inside and outside both and get the in-depth knowledge. Ma'am, thank you so much, and it's over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Priya. Thank you so much. Good evening and namaskar to everyone. First of all, I have to express my heartfelt thanks to the keynote speaker of the day, Dr. Jayaprakash, Associate Professor, Bharatidasan University, Trichy. He spoke in detail on citation analysis, H-index, and impact factor. I couldn't be there to welcome him, so I have joined late. I was busy with some official work. So we express our deep felt thanks to you, sir, on behalf of DAV College Managing Committee, New Delhi, and DAV Centenary College, Faridabad, for your presentation on a very vital aspect of research. Citation of research and impact factors are important indicators of meaningful and useful research. So this topic has almost completed the journey we started on 10th as to how and why to write for scholarly journals. Moving on to presentation of quantitative and qualitative data in journals and proper referencing and citation. Completed the whole cycle of writing for good journals. I hope and expect that participants have learned the art and science of writing for scholarly journals. The program has been very successful, not only from the point of view of number of participants we had in this program who joined us from all over India, but the response which we have got from faculty and researchers are very heartwarming and inspiring. They have all enjoyed the session very much, and I'm sure that our young faculty will start their voyage of research after attending this course, and we will start getting concrete output in terms of quality research articles. The first thing is development of mindset, which looks at issues from the researcher's point of view. Fresh areas of research also keep on cropping up. So without taking much of your time, let us wind up this professional development program with thanks to each and every resource person and all the participants. And above all, many thanks to Madras School of Social Work based in Chennai and to Dr. Shakti Rekha for being a big support in this program. And thanks once again to the keynote speaker of today, Professor Jayaprakash. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your wonderful words. And that is all for the day today. Thank you all for joining these sessions. And please keep joining our WhatsApp groups and checking your mails for further information. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I also just thank that authority once again for giving me the opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll take a leave.